Hello dear listeners. Today we will discuss about the Parkinsonism. So Parkinsonism is the progressively degenerative disorder of the basal ganglia and substantial nigra, that means the extrapyramidal system. The name Parkinsonism are described first time by the James Parkinson, the name of physician. They are the James Parkinson in 1870. The first time they describe the Parkinsonism, or they describe this type of disease is called as Parkinsonism. So the Parkinsonism is the neurological disorders where the imbalance between the excitatory acetylcholines and inhibitory dopamines. That means they decrease the dopamine levels and simultaneously increase the acetylcholine or cholinergic levels. So it may cause or it may characterize the rigidity, tremor, and akinesia or hypokinesia occurs, where the imbalance in between, or they are the progressive disorder of basal ganglia and substantial nigra. That means that it occurs by the neurons. Totally, it's occurred by the neurons, or they are the progressively degenerative disorders. So in this case, Parkinsonism, where the two types of neurotransmitters. Okay. The first one is the acetylcholine and second one is the dopamines. Okay. So these two types of neurotransmitter are importance or the function of basal ganglia or substantial nigra. That means the extrapyramidal systems is to regulate and maintain the movement of body. Okay, movement of skeletal muscles, movement of smooth muscles. That means the movement of body is regulated by the basal ganglia and substantial nigra, where the balance in between the cholinergic and dopaminergic neurotransmitter. That means where simply these are the dopamine and these are the acetylcholines. Okay, acetylcholines. Okay, so in that substantial nigra or the neurostatins, okay, or the neurostatins, where the dopamine and acetylcholines are equal quantity or the equal concentration of the dopamine as well as acetylcholines. That's why the movement and the function of the extrapyramidal neurons is run or to smoothly regulated. Okay, but in case of Parkinsonism, where the decrease the level of dopamines, okay, where the decrease the level of dopamines, okay, dopamine and acetylcholines. That's why, or ultimately increase the level of acetylcholines. That's called, or that's why the Parkinsonism is occurs, where the rigidity, that is the tightening of the smooth muscles or muscles, then tremor, that means jerkings or the trims occurs to the limbs, okay, or body, then akinesia or hypokinesia okay. So that means the decrease or the loss the movement of muscles. Okay, so these three characteristics or these three types of symptoms are occurred by the Parkinsonism. So generally, or in some cases, excessive salivations, then typical teen posture, mask-like face, dyspnea, dementia is also occur to the some patients. Okay, these are the extra symptoms occur by the Parkinsonism. Okay, but in case of Parkinsonism, where the imbalance between the dopaminergic, inhibitory, and acetylcholine excitatories, that's called the Parkinsonism occurs. So dopamine fibers, importance is dopamine fibers. So the dopamine fibers are lost. Dopamine fibers are lost due to the decrease the number of melanin containing pigmented neurons. That's called the imbalance is occurs and Parkinsonism is caused. Okay, so where the neurotransmitter, okay, nerve endings where dark as denoted as acetylcholines, and this one is the dopamines. Okay, dopamine. So where the neurotransmitter, and this one is the muscles. Okay, this one is the muscle where the two types of receptors are present. Where the in case of muscles, where the two types of muscle receptors are present. First one is the dopaminergic receptor, and second one is the cholinergic receptor. Okay, where the cholinergic receptors, where the cholinergic or acetylcholines is bind, and it may produce the receptors, where the acetylcholine is bind with the cholinergic receptors, it may produce the contraction actions, and when the dopamines are bind with the dopaminergic receptors, it produces the relaxation action. So the dopamines and acetylcholines, these are to maintain the balance in between the extrapyramidal systems, or the in between basal ganglia and substantia nigra or neostatums. Okay, so this imbalance or the disbalance is disturbed, or the imbalance is occurred due to the decrease the number of dopamine fibers. Are released due to the monoamino oxidase inhibitors, enzymes, or the decarboxylase enzymes. Okay, these two types of enzymes are also responsible to disrupt the or to lose the dopamine fibers. Okay, so where this junction is called as the neuromuscular junctions or the synaptic cleft. Okay, so where the cholinergic receptors and dopaminergic receptors are located at the muscles, at the surface of muscles. They bind with the cholinergic receptor, cholines, acetylcholines, and dopamines. So the dopamines are responsible to produce the relaxations, and acetylcholines is responsible to produce the contractions. Okay, so in case of Parkinsonism, due to the some risk factors, that means age factors, age is one of the most important factors that cause the Parkinsonism disease. So age about the 60 years or the 70 years of age, this type of persons or elder persons, it may cause or this will suffer from this type of disease, that is Parkinsonism. Then second is the environmental exposures of herbicides, pesticides. The higher the herbicides or pesticides are exposed to the environment, that this may lead also Parkinsonism. Then emotional stress, due to some emotional stress or higher emotional stress, that's called, or that's why these are the Parkinsonism is also occurs. So these are the risk factors where the Parkinsonism is occurs. So in case of Parkinsonism, simple definition of Parkinsonism, this is that the Parkinsonism is the progressively degenerative disorder of the basal ganglia and substantia nigra, where the imbalance between the cholinergic excitatory and dopaminergic inhibitory. So it leads to characterize the rigidity, tremor, hypokinesia or akinesia occur. So in case of dopaminergic fibers, so dopaminergic fibers are lost due to the decrease the number of melanin containing pigmented neurons, due to the loss of or decrease the number of melanin containing pigmented neurons, because MAO inhibitor and MAO enzymes, that means the monoamino enzymes and decarboxylase enzymes, they are also responsible to decrease the number of dopamines or decrease the level of concentration of dopamines. Okay, so these are the general or basic information about the Parkinsonisms. So in that Parkinsonisms, various anti-Parkinsonism drugs are used to treat or are used to decrease the symptoms or to treat the symptoms of Parkinsonism, where the two main categories anti-Parkinsonism, two main groups of drugs. First one is those drugs which increase the dopaminergic activity. In that first or dopamine precursor. Example, levodopa or L-dopa. Second one is the peripheral decarboxylase inhibitors. Peripheral decarboxylase inhibitor. Example, carbidopa. Then third one is the dopamine and agonist. In that dopamine agonist, example, bromocriptine are generally used as a dopamine agonist, or they increase the activity of dopamines. The next one is the fourth one is the monoamino oxidase B inhibitor. In that example, rasagiline. These are the example of monoamino oxidase B inhibitor. So these are the first type of, or the first category of drugs. They act as a, or they are used in treatment of Parkinsonism. Okay, they are in anti-Parkinsonism drugs. So those drugs which increase the dopamine activity, where the dopaminergic levels are increased by this type or these drugs. On second category or second group is those drugs which decrease the cholinergic activity. Okay, in that first benchtropine. Okay, so benchtropine is one of the drugs. They reduce the cholinergic activity. Okay, so these are the detailed classification of the anti-Parkinsonism drugs. So these are the drugs which used in treatment of Parkinsonism, where generally levodopa is used. The levodopa is the precursor of dopamine, because dopamines are not able to cross the blood-brain barrier. That's why the levodopa is used to cross that's why the precursor of dopamines, that means L-dopa, is used in place of dopamines. So in case of dopamine, levodopa is also one of the important reasons. They are generally asking in your sessional as well as annual examinations, why levodopa is always given in combination with carbidopa. So the carbidopa, that means they are the peripheral decarboxylase inhibitors. Carbidopa are generally taken or given with the levodopa. So these are the main reasons. In that levodopa are the cross blood-brain barrier, but dopamine are not cross the blood-brain barrier. So levodopa are L-dopa. They converted by the, or they converted in a dopamine or metabolite in a dopamine by the dopa decarboxylase enzymes. Okay, with the help of this type of enzymes, they are metabolized levodopa and metabolized into dopamines, but they occur in a peripheral. So because this type of enzyme, that means dopa decarboxylase enzymes, is also present into the blood plasma. That's why the levodopa is converted into the dopamines peripherally or in a blood plasma. So these types of conversion or this type of metabolisms are reduced or prevented when the administration or with the combination with the carbidopa. So carbidopa is the peripherally dopamine or dopa decarboxylase inhibitor. So carbidopa reduce the peripherally metabolism of the L-dopa into dopamines. That's called the levodopa is always given in combination with the carbidopa. So these are the main reason behind the administration of levodopa with the carbidopa. So carbidopa is not cause the blood-brain barrier, but they reduce the peripheral metabolisms of levodopa into the dopamines by the inhibiting dopa decarboxylase enzymes. So these are the main reasons behind the dopamines or the levodopa or combination of levodopa with the carbidopa. So these are the detailed study of Parkinsonism disease. Okay. Thank you friends.